Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect, King of Games. And today, we're going to be watching an insane matchup between Cyber Dragon and, of course, Burning Abyss, the rematch that you guys have wanted. So, TJ's going to go ahead and start off by normal summoning Cyber Dragon Core to his side of the field, using its ability to add a Cyber card from his deck to his hand. Now, with that, he's going to go ahead and add the Trap card. Whoa, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting him to add other cards, but that's a pretty good negation that he'll have on the side of the field. He's going to then follow up Machine Duplication or Disruption, using its ability to turn Cyber Dragon Core into 2 copies of Cyber Dragon. And the reason why he's allowed to do this is because while Cyber Dragon is on the field, or Cyber Dragon Core is on the field, its name becomes Cyber Dragon, so he won't summon 2 cores. He'll get Cyber Dragons, and because he's about to summon a Cyber Dragon monster, he's going to go ahead and special summon Cyber Dragon Vi to his side of the field, using those 2 monsters for a link summon into the strongest Cyber Dragon link monster we have in our arsenal. That's going to be Cyber Dragon Siger. Now, Siger is an insanely powerful card. It allows him to give monsters on his side of the field attack, but he's not going to use it just for that right now. He's going to take full advantage of those link arrows, using Cyber Dragon and Siger for a link summon into Summon Sorceress, turning Summon Sorcerer's effect to special summon another copy of Cyber Dragon to his side of the field. Now, it's supposed to go where a link arrow points to. TJ corrects that, but it almost doesn't matter. He's going to use both of those monsters for an Exceed summon into Cyber Dragon Nova, using its ability to detaching 1 material to special summon Cyber Dragon back to his side of the field. Now, I bet you guys were wondering why exactly did he do that? Because he's going to activate Cyber Ref System, allowing him to special summon that Siger back to his side of the field, and that's exactly why he went straight to the Siger as opposed to the Summon Sorceress. He now has the Siger on his side of the field, and he'll be able to use both the Cyber Dragon and the Summon Sorceress for Nightmare Griffin. Nightmare Griffin's effect is going to trigger, allowing him to send the Cyber Evolution, I think it's Cyber Evolution, to the graveyard to set it and to draw a card, and then he's going to make Cyber Dragon Infinity to where Nightmare Griffin points to. Now, if he would have did this sequence a little differently, or if he would have made Infinity beforehand, Infinity wouldn't have been pointing to a link arrow, which means Nightmare Griffin would prevent him from using its effect. But this board is insane, ladies and gentlemen. He has the ability to summon another monster in his extra monster zone. He has a Nightmare Griffin on his side of the field, which negates the effects or monster effects that are special summon cannot activate, as well as a Cyber Dragon Infinity, which gives him another negate. Burning Abyss is in a terrible spot, and I don't see a way for this deck to come out of it, mainly because the Burning Abyss is all monster effects. I'm going to go ahead and start off by special summoning Rubik Malbrink of the Burning Abyss, and Farfa to my side of the field. Those monsters can't be stopped by Nightmare Griffin because they activate in the hand. I'm then going to use both of those monsters for an Exceed summon. Keep in mind, the Exceed monster won't be able to activate its effect, so we're in a pretty bad spot. I'm going to make Dante Traveler of the Burning Abyss, because hopefully if I break this board, I can actually gain some effects. I'm going to normal summon Mathematician to my side of the field, using its ability to send 1 monster from my deck to my graveyard. And the real reason why Mathematician is just so powerful in here is because you can send Edge M Sabers to manipulate your hand, putting cards like Destiny or Militias, or maybe your Skarm or Graphs back into your deck to gain some resources. I'm going to go ahead and send Alec Malbrink of the Burning Abyss, using its ability to attempt to negate the Nightmare Griffin, or just get TJ to use his Cyber Dragon Infinity. I might have some follow-up plays afterward, but it almost does not matter. TJ has the Cold by the Grave, meaning that he has 3 negations. I'm not going to be able to play out of this. I'm going to go ahead and scoop and give it up to TJ. Going into game 2, now that I know that Cyber Dragons have an insanely powerful turn 1 play, I'm going to go ahead and go first. I'm going to go ahead and normal summon Fiendish Rhino Warrior to my side of the field, and then I'm going to special summon Gallus the Starbird by sending Orbital Hydralander to my graveyard. I already have 2 level 3 monsters, and the game has barely started, so those 2 monsters are going to be used for an Exceed summon, I would assume, into an even more powerful monster, the monster that everyone loves. So TJ is going to take a whopping 1,600 damage because the monster was level 8, and those 2 monsters are going to be used to make Dante. Dante's going to go ahead and detach the Fiendish Rhino Warrior to send 3 cards from the top of my deck to the graveyard, and oh boy, Edge M Sabers and Destiny Hero Militias, but more importantly, I got to trigger my Fiendish Rhino Warrior's effect, allowing me to send a Graph Malbrink of the Burning Abyss to the graveyard. Come on, guys, we already know what's going on here. Graph has to be sent to the graveyard. So Graph is going to go ahead and activate its effect to special summon Seer to my side of the field. Now, this is a very standard combo for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. The Seer and the Dante are going to be used for a link summon into one of the most powerful monsters that the Burning Abyss strategy has. No, I'm actually kidding. It's not the most powerful monster. It just so happens to have some really good arrows. So both of those monsters go ahead and make Underclock Taker. And then Seer's effect is going to trigger to spell summon Dante. Dante's effect is going to trigger to add the Seer from my graveyard to my hand. I'm then going to go ahead and follow up with Sekka's Light. How much power potential did this deck have? Whoa! Using its ability to draw 2 cards. And now I'm in the driver's seat. It's almost like I started my turn with 6 cards in my hand. The ability to have so many cards, so many resources to be able to manipulate boards, or even more importantly, just have a follow-up play on my next turn, because I think this is where it's going to end right here. And if you guys want to see this Burning Abyss deck profile, check down below in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. It is insane. I really do love it. And for the people that can't afford Dangers, we have those budget options. Psychic Wheeler will also be coming out inside of the Savage Strike set. It is a card that you guys should be looking into to play inside of your Burning Abyss deck. I'm then going to go ahead and use Dante Traveler to Burning Abyss for another Exceed summon by discarding the Farfa. I can summon Beatrice on top of the Dante, but what I think I didn't do or should have did is activated the effect of Farfa to banish the Underclock Taker, and then summon Underclock Taker into my main monster zone, or place Underclock Taker in my main monster zone during the end phase, freeing up an extra monster zone, which almost doesn't really matter, but I just wanted to put that out there that you guys maybe could, take advantage of that effect. Farfa could be good on your turn of getting rid of monsters outside of that main monster or that extra monster zone. So I'm going to pass it back on to TJ, and of course he has some combos. He wants to get over this board because it's really simple. In his standby phase, I have to admit, I should have used Beatrice's effect, because you never know if he would have just hard opened the Kaiju. I would have been in a really bad position. TJ is going to go ahead and special summon the Cyber Dragon monster, since I control monsters and he does not. And then he's going to discard Cyber Dragon Core to special summon Galaxy Soldier to his side of the field. I'm going to go ahead and activate Beatrice's effect, detaching the Dante to send a monster or a card from my deck to my graveyard. But I'm assuming you guys should already know what card I'm going to be sending. It's going to be Fairy Tale Snow. Now, Dante's effect is going to go ahead and activate. That's going to allow me to add Graph from my graveyard to my hand. And TJ is going to resolve his Galaxy Soldier, allowing him to add another Galaxy Soldier. So TJ's in an interesting situation right now. He has to play around Fairy Tale Snow, giving me the ability to flip one of his monsters face down before he can start popping off with his Cyber Dragon Infinity plays. And he also has to play around the Beatrice. If it's destroyed, I get to spell summon Dante Pilgrim to my side of the field. He's going to go ahead and activate Foolish Burial, sending one monster from his deck to his graveyard. And that can only leave a little bit more to wonder, because you have to try to figure out what exactly he's going to do. He's going to go ahead and send Cyber Dragon Hers to the graveyard, using its ability to add a Cyber Dragon from his deck or graveyard to his hand. This time around, he's going to fetch the Cyber Dragon Fire, and then realize that Cyber Dragon Fire isn't Cyber Dragon. Hers only allows you to add Cyber Dragon, and while Cyber Dragon monsters are considered Cyber Dragon in the graveyard in the deck, they're their entire name. So instead of adding the core in his graveyard, it looks like he's going to want to dig deeper or put more cards into his graveyard in case he draws that Overload Fusion or whatever. He's going to add another copy of Cyber Dragon. He's then going to go ahead and normal summon Cyber Dragon Core, using its ability to search a Cyber spell or trap card from his deck to his hand. And with that, he's going to go ahead and add a Cyber Repair Plant. Now, it looks like he's in a pretty decent position. He has a free monster in his hand due to the effect of Cyber Dragon Hers, and he's also able to add any monster from his deck to his hand. I wish that he would have been, if he was actually, I'm trying to think right now. So, Fire can't special summon itself, or it could, but it'd be a level 4 monster. It can't make itself level 5. Is there another way? No, it looks like even if you were to add the Vi to his hand, he'd still be in a crippling position. He can add the Kaiju, but Fairy Tale Snow's already in the graveyard. He's going to go ahead and make Cyber Dragon Saiger to his side of the field. And now he's going to have to waste that resource to put that Galaxy Soldier on his board. Or no, it looks like he's just going to go straight into a monster like Summon Sorceress. In this particular situation, actually, I see, but unfortunately, due to Cyber Dragon's very cramped space, he doesn't really play any Link 4s other than Nightmare Griffin. He could summon his other monster to his side of the field, and if I didn't use Fairy Tale Snow, he could have made Borolo Dragon to steal the Beatrice to his side of the field and put himself in a very nice position. But again, Cyber Dragon is one of those decks that needs almost every single card in its extra deck. Borlo just wasn't included, so I can safely know that the only monster that he can make right now is either Nightmare Griffin or try to make an XE play if he summons that Galaxy Soldier to his side of the field, and so does TJ. It's a very unfortunate thing. He hasn't used the Cyber Repair Plant just yet. He added it from his deck to his hand. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually going to be his very next play. So using that Cyber Repair Plant, he's going to be able to add a Light Machine monster from his deck to his hand. Again, that Kaiju seems to be completely out of question, but it looks like at least he's going to be able to shuffle Cyber Dragon Core. You really don't need multiple copies of Core in your graveyard to be able to do anything important. So yeah, at least he's going to be able to do that. And then he's going to go ahead and special summon a Galaxy Soldier to his side of the field by discarding Cyber Dragon. I'm not 100% sure if he could have made a better board, considering that everything in his extra deck is like really tight. Hypothetically, if the extra decks were bigger, then yeah, Borlo Dragon probably would have came out. He's going to go ahead and make Cyber Dragon Nova, but I'm going to use Fairy Tail Snow's effect, banishing 7 cards from, actually, I believe 6 cards in my graveyard, and then 1 card in my hand, one of the unique situations that Fairy Tail Snow put me in. I wanted to keep that Malicious. I wanted to keep that Edge and Sabers to special summon Fairy Tail Snow back to my side of the field, or to my side of the field, to flip phase down the Cyber Dragon Nova before he can start making Infinity, which would have been a little problematic. So TJ, looking at his field advantage, he can't really push into another card because he doesn't necessarily have a way. Now, if I remember correctly, the Cyber Dragon Nova's effect is not a quick effect. So yeah, he's like in a really tough position. So yeah, he can't put that third monster to his side of the field. What he could do is use Seeger to attack into the Underclock Taker, inflict a little bit of damage, and hope for the best. If I don't have a way to OTK him right here and now, he'll have another turn to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And if I destroy that Cyber Dragon Nova, he can trigger its effect to special summon a Cyber Dragon from his extra deck to his side of the field. So I'm going to normal summon that Mathematician, using it to send Eclipse Wyvern to the graveyard, not Edge Imp Sabers because it's already in the graveyard. But Wyvern's going to go ahead and allow me to banish a Dark Arm Dragon. Whoa, this is not looking good, because if I can bring that Dark Arm Boy to my side of the field, it's just not going to be good at all for TJ. I'm then going to go ahead and follow up by special summoning Blackluster Soldier by banishing the Eclipse Wyvern and the Underclock Taker. That is insane, using the Eclipse Wyvern's effect to add the Dark Arm Dragon to my hand. And it looks like I'm going to be able to summon that Dark Arm Dragon relatively soon with only 2 dark monsters in the graveyard. Fairy Tail Snow did allow me to abuse that, but I still have plenty of options. I'm going to go ahead and read that Cyber Dragon Nova just to make sure it's when it's destroyed by card effects. That's when it gets to special summon, so I'm definitely keeping that in mind. So it looks like I'm going to go ahead and use Destiny Hero Malicious effect to special summon another Malicious to my side of the field. We're making big brain boards right here, and yeah, it's going to be pretty tragic. I could use Edge Imp Sabers. Oh, no, actually, I can't. I have 5 monsters on the field, so I can't use Edge Imp Sabers to special summon itself to the side of the field unless I make a Link monster first. And to be honest with you, I really don't even need all of that. I'm just going to go ahead and use the Destiny Hero Malicious. It looks like, obviously, the Malicious is going to go. Beatrice is already on the field. Malicious doesn't serve another purpose. So yes, Malicious is going to go, Beatrice is going to stay, but Fairy Tail Snow and Mathematician are going to go to the graveyard for a Link 3 summon of Nightmare Unicorn, using the ability of Nightmare Unicorn, discarding 1 card from my hand to put a monster to the deck, shuffle a monster into the deck. This is a really weird situation too, because the card that I'm going to discard, I could have shuffled the Cyber Dragon Nova into the deck, and then I could have, you know, did more. Like, I could have, I'm going to discard Alec. Alec could negate the Cyber Dragon Siger, or the Cyber Dragon Seeger, and then I could shuffle the Cyber Dragon Nova into the deck and go for game. But I mean, this is basically the exact same thing, especially since I now have the Dark Arm Dragon. Blackluster Soldier can attack twice. Dark Arm can destroy cards. I mean, it really doesn't matter which card he's going to summon. This is just game. TJ's going to go ahead and scoop it up. I'm just telling him, like, you know, I can attack with this. And but he's like, yeah, you got it. We're going to go right into game 3, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really excited to see how this game is going to pan out. Cyber Dragons win one, Burning Abyss win one. Which one is your favorite deck, ladies and gentlemen? And Cyber Dragons look like they're going to go first. Or are they going to be able to make that exact same board, the same terrifying board that we've seen once before? TJ is going to go ahead and start off by activating Cyber Emergency, allowing him to add one Light Machine monster from his deck to his hand. Or, I'm sorry, a Light Machine monster that cannot be normal summoned or set, or a Cyber Dragon monster. He's going to use that opportunity to add Cyber Dragon Vi. So it looks like he's going to have the combo, maybe. He's going to normal summon Cyber Dragon Core to his side of the field, and then special summon Cyber Dragon Vi as Chainlink 1 using Core's effect to add a spell or trap card from his deck to his hand. And that card should be the Rev system if he does have the combo. No, it looks like he's going to go right into the Cyber Repair Plant. Huh. That's interesting. Well, maybe he does not have the combo, so, you know, it would obviously, you want to go into other cards if you don't have the combo. So now he's going to use both of those monsters for a Linkable summon. Link summon coming in. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Cyber Dragon Seeker is going to hit the field. That monster is just so important to the Cyber Dragon strategy. It's really good. He's going to follow up by using Cyber Repair Plant to add Galaxy Soldier from his deck to his hand. So it looks like he may not have had the combo, but he's still in really good hands. He's going to go ahead and use Galaxy Soldier to pitch Cyber Dragon Hers to the graveyard and special summon Soldier to his side of the field. And then Soldier's effect is going to add another Soldier. Hers effect is going to add a Cyber Dragon from his deck to his hand. So you guys get to see a little bit of a different combo variation inside of TJ's Cyber Dragon build. And for the people that want to see this Cyber Dragon deck profile, I'm pretty confident I'm not going to release it, you know, as a video. I will put it up on my Patreon, but 250 likes, ladies and gentlemen, I'll release it to the public for everyone to see on my Patreon. Yes, you'll still have to go to my Patreon to see it, but after 250 likes, it will be for everyone to see. We just got to give those Patreon members a little bit of something of exclusivity, just for like, hey, a thank you. This was actually a profile I just didn't have time to release. It's, to be honest with you guys, there isn't too much of a difference between this profile and the last Cyber Dragon profile, so I didn't think it was big enough to merit a video. So I'm going to activate Dangerous Sunoco on my turn using its ability. TJ is going to hit the wrong card. I'm going to special summon Dangerous Sunoco to my side of the field and draw a card from my deck to my hand. And now we're in a pretty good spot. We're dealing with a Cyber Dragon Infinity, 2 face down cards, a Siger, and a Cyber Dragon on TJ's side of the field. So this doesn't look like a terribly bad board to break. I'm going to activate Gallus the Starbird, sending Rubric to the graveyard, inflicting 600 damage to TJ, and special summoning Gallus. Now, this is actually really problematic where I summoned the Gallus the Star Beast, because later into this, I draw Orbital Hydralander, and I have to really avoid getting Gallus into the graveyard so I can summon Hydralander and still be able to put more monsters into the graveyard. So if I would have put the Gallus in almost any other spot, I could have manipulated the board in a better fashion. And I think this is one of the more egregious misplays that you guys are going to see inside of this particular sequence or this turn, but it's perfectly fine. Me and TJ actually went over it after we saw it. We were like, hey, this happened. I'm going to be able to show you guys exactly what went down. And you guys will be like, well, it might look like huge, but when we actually broke down what could have happened or what would have happened next, it still doesn't change the outcome of the game. So looking at this huge board that TJ has, Cyber Dragon Infinity and 2 face downs, I'm actually trying to play around Cybernetic Overflow, and its ability to destroy cards on my side of the field. I think that if he were to use it, it would be on like one of these times. This time actually isn't a great time because I still have my normal summon. I could have another special summon to follow up, but I'm going to use Destrudo Dragon's Lost Frisians, paying half of my life points to spell summon itself to my side of the field. If TJ had a monster or had a way or a cybernetic network or a way to destroy my monsters right now, destroying the Destrudo probably would have been the first thing he would have done. So now that I know that the Destrudo is safe, I can safely assume that he doesn't have the Cybernetic Overflow, and I can go about my plans. I'm going to use both of those monsters for a synchro summon of Yazi of the Yangzing. Now here's where that misplay comes about. Yazi Evil of the Yangzing is a unique card because it allows you to special summon a worm monster from your deck to your side of the field, as well as get a destruction. I thought TJ actually read that Yazi is a win you can affect. meaning that if Yazi's destruction isn't the last thing to happen, then he will not be able to get his effect. And in this particular sequence, he shouldn't be able to get his effect, but will still get it anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and use Yazi's effect to force the Cyber Dragon Infinity. If I remember correctly, if this wouldn't have worked, or if I wouldn't have been able to summon Yazi, I still would have had game because the Destrudo is, or not still would have had game, I still would have had plays because I could have just used both the, my apologies, both those monsters for a Link summon and then start Link climbing from there to trigger his Cyber Dragon Infinity and other card effects, or to get rid of them. So I'm going to use Yazi's effect to destroy his Cyber Dragon. He's going to negate with Infinity. Yazi shouldn't have been able to activate its effect, but Mare is going to come out as a result. Yazi does say when you can, and the last thing to happen was the effect of Cyber Dragon Infinity. So Mare is going to go ahead and hit the field, and Mare's effect is going to activate 3 times, special summoning 3 tokens to the side of the field. Again, this wouldn't have been a game changer, especially this is actually a time where TJ should have used one of his cards to start negating my effects. He did use Infinity, but I'm going to be a little bit of a spoiler. He has an infinite impermanence to stop one of the card effects, and I think stopping the Mare would have been a really good idea. So he's going to use a Mare and a token, or I'm going to use a Mare and a token for a Link summon. At this particular time, I was playing Nightmare Cerberus instead of Link Krebo. I don't know why. For Nightmare Phoenix, using its ability to discard a Destiny Hero Malicious to get rid of an infinite impermanence. That's right, TJ is going to go ahead and use infinite impermanence to stop the Nightmare Phoenix's effect. Not that it mattered, but now I won't be able to activate another Second's Light, which I couldn't in the same column, so it really didn't matter. So now, I'm looking at it a way to be able to special summon or to Link climb a little bit more. Unfortunately, again, I don't play Link Krebo, which is really interesting. It's really awkward that I did not play Link Krebo in this particular build. Go ahead and check out that deck profile, again, for the people that want to see this deck, because you don't have to play Dangerous for this deck to go. There's so many ways to play this deck. So I'm going to go ahead and banish Malicious for Malicious. And here is my next extender. Destiny Hero Malicious plus the Nightmare Phoenix can be made into another monster. I don't want to get rid of Gallus just yet. I want to be able to summon that Orbital Hydralander to my side of the field. Actually, I can summon Orbital Hydralander right now and then use the Gallus, but then I wouldn't be able to use Hydralander's effect. So I'm going to use the Nightmare Phoenix and a token for Nightmare Unicorn. It requires monsters with different names, not all effect monsters. They just have to be different names, so that works out. Nightmare Unicorn's effect is going to discard a Barbar to the graveyard to bounce the other face down card that TJ has into the deck. So he's going to go ahead and use that card to negate the Nightmare Unicorn. Why? Because he can. He had 2 infinite impermanences, ladies and gentlemen. But here's where the Big Daddy monster comes out to my side of the field. I'm going to go ahead and special summon that Orbital Hydralander, that 3K beast, using its ability to send 3 cards from the top of my deck to the graveyard to destroy that Cyber Dragon Seeger, because that is a monster I just cannot have on the field. If it is able to pop off with its effects, you know what happens. So fortunately for me, I send 3 monsters with completely different names. Every single card in my graveyard has a completely different name. I'll be able to destroy that Cyber Dragon Seeger. In this particular situation, even if he did negate the Orbital Hydralander, I still had more plays. I still had the ability to Link climb a little bit more to get over the Seeger before I committed any type of board. Board load still could be made in this particular situation. So yes, there still were ways for me to break this board, even with the illegal use of Yazi, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that I think that's the most egregious play in this game. I think there's one more misplay, and that one just doesn't matter. It really doesn't mean anything. Maybe we were just too excited about ending the game. We've been playtesting for hours, and it was fun to actually have a really, really good game, a really good match that we can show to you guys. So with Fiendish Rhino Warrior's effect, Fiendish Warrior Rhino's effect, I'm going to be able to send Edge Imp Sabers from my deck to my graveyard. Just another extender to have in my arsenal. TJ's board is basically broken. His back row monsters or his back row cards have already been used. Infinity's effect has already been used. And now I can start pushing for some huge damage, if not game. If I don't have game, TJ he has the ability, or maybe some type of comeback ability, ladies and gentlemen, that could decide this game. So it's going to be really exciting to see this game at the very end. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Of course, I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I want you to see an awesome match between these two decks, a rematch that you guys have asked for, and it's really exciting to do this. I'm actually looking into doing a dinosaur build, but obviously those Savage Strike archetypes have to come first, so be on the lookout for a dino deck that will be coming on my channel very soon, but you know, we got to give it a little bit of time. I'm going to go ahead and special summon Chaos Dragon Levianeer to my side of the field, banishing light and dark monsters, so I'll be able to send cards from the field to the graveyard. Now here's where the slight misplay comes up. Chaos Dragon Levianeer cannot attack the turn it uses its effect, but that's more than fine. The only thing I have to do is send the Levianeer as a link material instead of the Orbital Hydrolander, and this Burrow Sword can still go for game. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like, and if you didn't, let us know down below in the comment section to be what we could do to be better. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.